Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Today when they click on the second one, today we will be repairing Nitro's front axle, but the replacement part for him. So welcome to the channel. My name is Shady Kevin, and this is my Jeep battery name is Nitro, and I broke the front panhard mount right off the axle, so we're going to replace that with a replacement part, the new front axle. So let's get to it. So we're going to start out with taking the front wheels off and flipping them over. That's what we're going to do. Right now we're working on the passenger side wheel. And I have a parts tray to put the bolts. All right, now we're working on the driver's side wheel. We just removed that bolt. All right, we got two wheels in place. Now we're going to start taking off the front axle. Now we're going to take off the spring. Hey, Mama Bear. Hey, Kelly. Conan. Welcome to the channel. So we just removed one screw, and that's going to be the front, the passenger driver side link with the spring, so that loosens up the front, the passenger side front side of the axle. So now we're going to work on the other side. So I'm going to flip them over so I could be closer to him. Alright, I got the screw off the driver's side now. And now the driver's side link is off. As you see there. Now, spring. So now we will remove the driver the steering servo, the steering link that's connected to the axle. And I'm working with a 2.0 hex screwdriver. Alright, just remove the screw from the steering link. And go. And now you got one more screw, which is a third. This is like a 3-link suspension. So now we gotta remove the third link. Everything, the links are to hold it all in place. So now the axle comes right off. But we have to remove all the parts from this axle. Jeep Gladiator, my boy Nitro, I'll come back to him. So just got the axle off. It's pretty heavy. I got the Samex steering knuckles on here. So now this little piece here will be the drive line. I'll have to remove that too. So let's get to it. So now that's going to be a 1.5 hex screwdriver that removes this part. I think has to be. I guess not. I guess it's a 2.0. I had no idea. Okay. I did not know. So there we go. We got the little pin that holds that in place. So we got to take that off right there. So that's out of the way. But now I've got to take off more parts. So right now I'm just going to take out the screw that was holding the third link in place. Put that aside. Remember where that goes later. So now all we're down to is the steering knuckles. Okay, I'm moving the table closer to the camera. Yeah, I'm going to move the camera closer to the table. There we go. How's that? Is that better? So now we're going to get fancy. We're going to get fancy here. We're going to use my Ryobi screwdriver named Scrooby. And we're using a 1.5 hex bit. All right, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. All right, now we're going to unscrew the steering knuckle. This is the driver's side steering knuckle. All right, we got one screw out. Set that aside. Now we got the bottom screw. I'm going to take that out. So sometimes the screw will get stuck on the hex bit. All right, there we go. So I had to use some pliers to get the screw off the hex bit. All right, it's not completely done yet, but now we're going to be working on the passenger side of the steering knuckle. So now we're going to be removing it. So I'm just going to go back to a 2.0 screwdriver. So that wasn't working too well. I do not want to strip these screws out with a screwdriver. I have extras, but they're not for this. All right, we got the top screw out. Now we're going to work on the bottom screw, and then we get to work on pulling the drive shaft out of the axle housing. There we go. Now we get to pull it out, and this job is really greasy. So I brought Nitro's towel just in case, because you never know. So now I didn't know about the bearings. Guess I could find out what bearings there are that I need. So I know where that goes. I don't know, maybe it'd be okay if I took these out, because they seem like they're fine. The one side came out. So yeah, now we're going to be working on taking bearings out of the axle and work it slowly. It's coming. All right, we got the bearing out in one piece. Maybe I won't have to replace that. This one on this side is way deeper than that other one, so I don't even know if this one will come out. It's way in there. I have not replaced these axles before, so this is my first time. So I didn't know about all the bearings. Okay. This bearing already came out on this one side. It's on the axle shaft. So now we're going to take off the axle housing cover and pull out the gear. We are going to get fancy again with the screwdriver, because I think these are going to come right out. So there's 4 screws here that had to come out of the axle housing. I'll set those on a screw tray. This is one dirty job. Already getting grease on my hands, and we haven't even started messing with the gear. So there we go. Now the red cover should come off, and we should see a gear in there. I think might have to have a blade of some sort to pop that off. This one, it doesn't want to budge. It's been on there since I bought it. It should have been pretty easy, but you just have to figure out how to take this off peacefully. There we go. It's coming. All right. I don't know what it was going to be this difficult. All right, there we go. Yeah, say no with a knife, but there was definitely on there, and there was no way of pulling it off. But yeah, this grease is still good, but I will have to clean it off. So now we're going to close this up, pull out the axle, the gear off the axle. There we go. So this is the gear that goes inside the axle, so we're going to clean that up. Use a towel. Yeah, nothing sharp, but at least nothing happened. It worked. Yeah, It's not really that sharp. I'm glad I didn't use Woody. Woody is my box cutter, and he's really sharp. See, it has a razor blade. So yeah, clean this up because we're going to use some white lithium grease instead of marine grease. Change it up. See how that grease does in the inside of here with the new axle housing. So yeah, clean it up. And now we got to clean off the axles because they're greasy too. Everything I pulled out of there is full, covered in grease. I was going to order some of these more of these parts because they're really crucial. Yeah, I was afraid we would have some blood on the string. Yeah, I wasn't really cautious, but I really don't know if there's a tool that pulls those off or not. But that's how I pulled it off before. So now we're getting ready to put the new axle together. So now we're just going to pull this off. Pretty easy. It's just a safety pin. And then there's some plastic. Worth the sacrifice. Yeah, I guess so. Let's use a screwdriver on this one. There we go. It's like opening a McDonald's toy. It's really hard plastic. Alright, there we go. Brand new part. So now we're going to put the pieces back. We got one more piece left to go. It looks like this guy's stubborn. Alright. He had a bearing too. And he's covered in grease as well. Alright, that's good. And there's a hidden bearing I didn't know about in the very back of here. So we're going to pull this out carefully. Dropped it. Alright, I got it. So now, I guess we're just going to place the parts. There we go. And this guy goes in the very back. Like that. And this guy goes in here. Like this. Or like this, yeah. It fits just like that. Alright. You hear that? That's the drive shaft. Little nub is in there, and the axle, the gears are all working. So that's good. Now, usually I just put some grease in there. There we go. Now we got the white lithium grease in there. It's white. Now that's all greased up. Now we're gonna put the shorter shaft back on. Just like that. And so this, and we'll go back together like this. So we're gonna put the other shaft back in. And this is the one that had the bearing that came out. So we put the bearing back on. Just like that. And we'll line it up. It's being stubborn. Yeah, I don't know. Just didn't want to go right back on. Doesn't want to go right back on. I don't know why, but there we go. It's right back on. So it was a little stubborn. Perfect. Now, for the left side, there we go. Perfect. And now we're going to put those screws back in the fancy way. And just take our screws that we got with the steering knuckles and put them back in one at a time. All right. All right, there we go. There's the top two screws, and now the bottom. So I flip this over. There's a little part here, a little sleeve, metal sleeve that goes on there that holds it in place because it's part of the steering. Thank you, Michelle Franklin. Good work. Yeah, appreciate that. I'm trying this. This is. I'm really shy, but I want to at least do some video. All right, that's cool. All right, grease on my hands. We're going to clean off this part, but I also have a metal one of these. What do you think? Should I use the metal one? Should I go get it? All right, clean that off. So now I'm gonna put one of the screws in the steering here. Oh yeah, this is bad news. It's backwards. The ticket. Spoke too soon about the good work. I have to take it off and flip it around. I don't know how I did that, but it's definitely backwards. No, the metal won't break it. As long as I'm careful with driving Nitro. Because the only way it broke in the first place is because I hit the curb a little too hard. So, I'm going to remove this real quick. Flip it around. Okay. You guys are in the right place. These steering knuckles will not. So, at least I got one of those parts right. These guys. I have to get these back in. Alright, that one's in. And now this one. Yeah. And the first time taking this apart, didn't know how confused I was going to be. So yeah, look, gotta line this up again. It ain't that bad though. That wasn't bad at all. Before I do this, I'm gonna have to either switch this out. So I'll be right back. I'll go grab a part real quickly. Alright, so now, instead of that plastic piece, I have a metal piece, and I sort of spray painted it silver. So to match the theme on Nitro is silver and gray. That's what I like about having your own truck. You do your own theme. So that metal one's going to go on with the 4 screws. And that fits really nicely. So now I'm going to put the steering on. Fancy way. Definitely cuts a lot of time having power tools. Power tools just makes it better. Except for when the bit gets stuck on the screw. There we go. I'm going to line this one back up because it fell out. It's too busy putting the axle housing cover back on. So, plus my hair is everywhere, so that makes it hard. I don't know why this one is so stubborn. So now we're going to take a 2.0 screwdriver to it. I just got little strands of hair on the table. I don't know where they're coming from. Alright, that one's in. Now the last one for the steering knuckle. To put this in place. So no more falling out. Alright. Now I'm going to put in the screw that I was going to try to put in earlier. And this is the steering link. It goes between the 2 steering knuckles. It's hard to put this apart. Read up further. Make sure you see all comments. What did I miss? What did I miss? Kelly said, oh, about my hair. Oh, nice painting. What painting? Oh, about the axle housing. Yeah, that was just the chrome spray paint. Or otherwise, it would look brass color. And it definitely sticks out more than the knuckles because the knuckles are covered by the wheels. This is definitely a stubborn place. And there was a question of will it last longer? Oh, Michelle Franklin. Will it last longer? Yes, it will. Metal will make it last longer. It'll last longer because this time I'm going to be careful until I get my Vanquish axles. And I will have to do this one more time. And that's it. But this is just a quick repair to replace the part I broke, which was plastic. This one's plastic as well. There we go, finally. That is definitely a stubborn piece. There we go. Okay, now remove the plastic piece. And so your upgrades of the parts, so you're upgrading any of the parts. Yes, only new part is, for now, the one I put on is the axle housing cover. That's it. I'm going to be saving up money for the Vanquish. $240 metal axle is going to solve this problem of any further braking. I won't have to worry about the metal axle breaking anymore. So that's what I really enjoy about upgrading it to metal. So now it's all there, but now we're going to put the screws back in that we're holding that in place. I think I'm just going to go fancy again. So let's do it. Power tools. Screwbee is a really good tool for this job. It cuts it down in half the time. All right. Perfect. Yeah, this is a very solid piece here. And moving again. But yeah, this was definitely no joke. We're still not done. Still got to deal with putting it on the truck, Nitro, the Jeep Gladiator, and still got to put pieces on. We're not done with that. So I'm just going to use the 2.0 screwdriver again. It's a really short screw. Doesn't need all that power tool. See, it's on just like that. Take no time at all to put that on. Okay. Now, guess the piece that holds this on, found it, and it broke off. So we're going to take this off. And I'm going to use pliers. Let's screw it into this plastic. Alright. I don't know what part this is called, but I know it's really important because it's the only part that holds the sway bar, the panhard into place. So we're going to slip this back on. So this goes like this. Oh, there you go. It's on there now. And now we're going to put the drive shaft back together. There we go. And now that piece, that screw for the third for the third links, the control, what, the link, steering link, or the axle link. I'm going to put that back on. Now all of the stubborn pieces. Yeah, no idea why they're so stubborn. But you gotta fit them on there just right. Guess I gotta grab a magnet to retrieve my screw back before it gets lost in the chassis. Guess I should bring them closer so I don't have to reach over the table. just want to see if this is this. All these are the same size. Seems like it's a difficult screw to get on. And I know where this goes. We finally got it. Takes a lot of wrist action. That's why we got our iFixit kit. Very good kit here. We're going to put the rubber extender on. I'm going to do it the fancy way. I get tired of using my wrist. Just trying to get the bit lined up with the screw. That don't work that well. It's really tough because it's brand new part. Now we're gonna. Oh, I see what I did. Okay, shouldn't be bad. Use the wrong screw. Okay, that bit went. That bit gone. Okay. So I wonder why it was so long. And choose the wrong screw. That'll be okay. I'm going to retrieve my screw that I need back. Put it in this. It's just a baby. This. Right, I guess we're not ready for that yet. Just still trying to put the baby on the third link. And now I gotta fight this part all over again. Alright, almost got it all the way in there. Alright, there we go. Got it in. Now I'm put the drive shaft back in. There we go. Now we're going to be putting the links in the suspension. These are the long screws. They're very long. There we go, we got one. Because we're going to be dealing with the screwdriver. And then we'll put the link in too. Alright, got one. Now we're going to get the other. Turn that. Alright. Put that in. You have to get the link. The drive shaft again. There we go. These parts are really stubborn. Alright, got it in. Okay. Okay. Guess we'll have to take that back off because that's the passenger shock is going to be in the way of the part I was trying to fix. So I gotta take that back off. So this goes right behind it. Hold this axle in place. It goes right behind it, so we have to take that back off. On the screwdriver. Almost there. Alright, and then we got our magnet because our screw dropped. Got that back screw. Moved the link out of the way. Now we gotta grab our screwdriver. Screw dropped again. We get our magnet. Alright. So, test fit this. Yeah, it has no problem going into place, so that's good. So now I'm gonna put it on for real this time. wasn't that bad. Now we're just gonna fight with these parts again. This project's supposed to not really be that difficult, but I'm struggling because it's my first time. There we go. Got that upside on. Now let's put the link back on. There we go. Now we're in business. Oh man, drive shaft out. Take care of the drive shaft, because it ain't going any other way. Okay. Pay attention to all these details. Nitro should put up a fight. Okay. There we go. It's back in. Now I gotta fight this part. Yeah. A lot of bending over and stuff going on. I'll be done by now, but I'll pay attention to detail. All right, there's that. There we got the spring. Now we just need the link. There we go. Now we're good. In the next part, gotta get the steering link back on. These things are so stubborn. There we go. Now, the steering link and the screw. I guess I'll flip them up. The grabbing is going to make that screw pop out. I'm going to find a bit. So, I don't know where it went. I don't know where that bit gone. It flew somewhere. Just to get this on there. Well, that wasn't bad. Okay. We're back in business. Now Now we just get the wheels back on. Oh, it's okay. I got it. Thank you. Yeah. I didn't get the bit back, but I got the screw in. I'll have to find the bit later. It flew somewhere. There we go. Now, other tire. This was sure a project. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. This is definitely a learning experience, and knowing that I'm going to drive careful next time. I'm not driving reckless anymore, especially with plastic parts. Because this, what happened is this little plastic piece broke off the axle, and that's what was holding the panhard together, which holds the axle in place so that it doesn't make the alignment wonky. So yeah, thank you everybody for coming and watching me repair on Nitro. Nitro is back together now. Everything works. Got his steering all back in place. It's definitely a lot of work, especially for me, which I never done before. My first time doing that. So I'm glad that I got it back together. So now I'm cleaning up. Okay. Alright. There we go. There you have it. I have fixed the axle for Nitro. It's back on the road, back on the trail. Thank you for coming and watch me on my channel. Nitro's all fixed. And I'll see you next time. Alright, everybody. See you later.